Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here today. This is Nichole with Topaz, and today's quick tip session is our first quick tip on our brand new product that was just released yesterday, Topaz Texture Effects. In this quick tip session, I'm going to be going over the 5 tools that I think you need to know about within Texture Effects to use it the best way possible for you. With the ability to quickly achieve a variety of textured and tone plus lighting effects, this new program allows users to do in minutes what usually might take a longer time when other editing software, sometimes hours. So today we're going to be going through the different tool sets that I think you need to know about to quickly and efficiently make these striking and texturized images. This is not a full-on introduction into the program. We're not going to go into all the different basic or adjustment modules. We're not going to go into the process of how to use the program. This is really just a basic tool set that you need to know about to properly get really into Topaz Texture Effects. I am using it as a plugin here right now to show you. However, it is a standalone program where you can not use it at all through a host program, and you can check out more system compatibility through our site as well. I'm just going to say continue my trial here and press close. When you open up Topaz Texture Effects, you're going to be greeted with this screen that's fairly familiar if you're an impression or glow owner, where your main screen is right in front of you, and then over to the right-hand side is where you will see your effects. And this is where the first tool that I feel you need to know about within the program exists, and that is the effect list and the search capabilities of our effects. So over here on the right-hand side, we have the more traditional drop-down list where we've broken down our effects into several different collection categories. So we have things like earthy, ethereal, vintage, lo-fi, all sorts of really beautiful effects broken down into categories. That's going to take you to the 130 plus effects that we have within the local effects within the program. If you want to view that in a grid view mode, I know a lot of you really like that grid view mode. We now have something instead of grid, it's called browse. There's a reason for that, but click right there and that allows you to browse your different effects within the program. But it's not only going to bring up your local effects, it's also going to bring up the new Topaz Community effects. Now the Topaz Community is going to be something I talk about in just 1 second with you, but you can see it pulls up a heck of a lot more than just your local effects. You'll see some download counts here. I'll talk about that here shortly. But if you're just wanting to look into your local side, you can go in and really narrow your search and find what you're looking for. You can browse both the local or the community libraries. You can take down the search by collection. So if I wanted to go in and maybe find some ethereal effects, I can click on ethereal. If I want to break it down even further, I can come down into what effect tags might be there. So if I say, you know, this might be good for landscape or nature, let's go there. I can even come into my keyword and type in a keyword to pull up effects that have that keyword associated with it. So if I say forest, it's going to give me the forest presets that I have within my local side that are in my ethereal collection in the nature tag. This is really great for those community presets. So this is a really basic tool you need to know about. The other, the next tool that I think you need to know about is going to be the download option. So whenever you are browsing through these local presets, you'll see a little slider tool pop up in the middle of the preset. Click that to get into the adjustment stack and actually customize it to make it your own. But if you're viewing the community and local presets, let's go to both, and the effect that you end up liking actually is not on your local system yet, it's in the community, you need to download that effect onto your system. And it's very easy to do that. All you need to do is click on the little download icon in the middle of the effect. So over here on the left, if I like this old school preset, I just click right there in the middle, and it's going to immediately turn into a slider icon, which is telling me that it's now on my local system. And now I no longer see the download button. I can click directly into it and Now we are in our adjustment stack. So that download tool is the number 2 tool. The number 3 tool I think you need to know about is adding an adjustment. Once you actually click into the effect and you are greeted with your adjustment stack over here on the left, again, tomorrow we're going to be going through a whole lot more of the in-depth tool set and things like that. But the add adjustment is down here at the bottom. So let's say you get to this point, and I'm actually going to get out of this particular preset, and I'll get out of the grid view and go back into my forest light preset, which I liked. Or maybe I'll even try that fairy tale light. I'm a really big fan of that one. Let's click, or fall fairy tale, that's a great one. Okay. So I'm going to click right there in the middle. It's going to take me into my adjustment stack where I can now customize it. I'm going to close this basic adjustment and get rid of a couple of things real quick. I'm just looking at the before and afters of each of these adjustments. I don't really like what's happening over here on the right hand side, and I believe it's a light leak effect or an edge exposure. So let's take a look here. I think it's an edge exposure, so I'm just going to click that off, get rid of that right hand side, and now I can come in and add my own adjustment. When you click on add adjustment, it's going to pull up all the different adjustments that you can add to your adjustment stack. So if I want to come in here and maybe add a light leak effect to my sun and really get some streaming effects in that through the forest, just come down here, click on light leak. It's going to add a light leak adjustment to my adjustment stack at the bottom. I can quickly come in, choose the effect that I'm after. Maybe I'll go with, I'll just go with the sun effect here. It's going to apply to my image. It's moving a little slow here. Sorry about that. I'm going to press move and just move that exactly where I want it to go. You can see that sun shape showing up as a light effect on my image now. Click on that, move that to the sun area where I want it to be. And now I'm able to create my own effect using that add adjustment area. So let me show you that before and after what we just did. Here's before and after. Very simple to add your own adjustment and customize your effect. The fourth area I think you need to know about is going to be about using your own textures. It's our texture manager, and it's located within all of the different adjustments where you see a library of assets like the light leaks, like the dust and scratches area here, like the textures. So if you have a library of textures on your system and you want to use those textures, you don't necessarily want to just use the Topaz textures that are provided. P.S. There are 275 plus, I think there's 284 or something like that. 5,000 by 5,000 high resolution textures and assets within this program. So it is a large download, but it is completely worth it if you are not an owner of a library of textures. This comes with your own library. It's very cool. So anyways, if you want to add your own personal textures, you can come over here within the modules that have these libraries. Just click on the import icon and it's going to pull up your texture manager. And here you can add or import textures to the actual category that we have included within the program, or you can add your own category and say something like Nichole's Textures. Say OK. It's highlighted. I just click import. It's going to pull up a file browser, and I just locate wherever I want to import textures from. I'm not going to do that right now, but that is the process. It's very simple. Whenever you're done importing, you just say close, and you can come over to your texture categories now, and down in that category, you should now see Nichole's Textures. There's not any assets in there right now, so there's nothing showing up, but I hope that gives you a good example of how you would go about that. The fifth tool that I want you to know about, we're up at the end of the 15 minutes here, so we'll go quickly through this, is going to be the save and share. When you get to a point that you really like within your effect, let me scroll through these textures real quick and find a texture that I might like. Once you get to a good point in your process and you come across something that you just love and you say, oh, I really love this, I want to apply this, and I want to save it for maybe sharing it with the Topaz community. It's very simple to go through that process. All you need to do is come up to the save button up here, say save. I'll just save my Nichole's test effect. going to choose which category I like it for, maybe the earthy and ethereal, what tags might be good for it, nature, landscape, press save. And now within my effects category, I have Nichole's test effect, and I can see that by going back to my drop-down list of effects here. If I want to share that with the community and let other people use my effect and say, hey, this is mine, I hope you like it, and see how many people download it, you can easily do that right from within the interface. You just click on this little share icon, and that's the last tool I think you need to know about. So click on that share icon. If you're not already logged into the Topaz community, a little pop-up is going to flash and say log in, and you just use your Topaz Labs account information. So if you've ever purchased a program from Topaz Labs, just enter that username or email address that's associated with your account. So for me, my username is fairly easy, Nichole, but I can just use my Topaz account and it's going to pull up as well. And let me type in my password, press enter, and it's going to log me into the community. I'll know that I'm logged in because I got this little pop-up that says welcome to the Topaz community. And I want to continue with my process and now press that little share button again. I've shared it. The way that I know I've shared it, other than this little pop-up saying thanks for sharing, is over here on the effect itself, you'll now see that you have a little X. The X is how you remove your effect from the community. But let's go ahead and go search the Topaz community right now. And I'm going to pull up my own personal effects. Or actually, let's go ahead and pull up from the newest shared effects within the community. There we have it, Nichole's test effect. So you know it's within the Topaz community. You know other Topaz users and members of the community can view it and get inspired by it and use it. And you can watch how many people start to share and use your presets by counting that little download count too. It's kind of fun. Oh, that's pretty. Sayano Beach vignetted. So anyways, this is a very quick intro into the top 5 tools I feel like you need to know about within Topaz Texture Effects to really use it the way it's intended. So I hope this gives you a very brief intro into the inner workings of the tool set. All right, everybody, since this is a quick tip Thursday, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you again for joining us. I hope you're as excited as we are about this new program. It has been so much fun creating it, and thanks. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Bye-bye.